Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Mystique, here with another video for you guys. In today's video, I am talking about a very important transit of 2024, so stay tuned. But before I get into this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you guys are interested in booking a reading with me, you can find all my services on Etsy. My Etsy shop is Cosmic Star Astrology. Also, please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram name is Cosmic Star Astrology, where you can find all types of astrology and tarot posts. So let's get into this video. So in today's video, I'm talking about the air trine activation that's happening around springtime, summertime, around the time when Jupiter goes into Gemini, May 25th. Okay, so it's gonna start trining the other planets that are in air signs, well, the other planet in point rather, because Pluto is in Aquarius right now. It went into Aquarius January 20th, and the South Node is currently still transiting in Libra. This creates an air trine activation, not a grand trine, because they're going to be happening at different degrees at different times, but it's still going to create a trine. So the themes the air sign activation will bring are community, unity, communication, topics of the mind. So let's talk about the air sign activation between Jupiter and Pluto. These two planetary bodies will be collaborating with each other, bringing in a big release for the collective, a release through communication, okay? Because these are two signs that have to do with communicating with each other, being very friendly. So you're going to find that during this time, we're going to be having more open heart communication. So really releasing what's been burdening us and kind of releasing our differences between each other collectively. And this is very important because this is going to get us into the spirit of putting aside our differences and start teaming up with each other. Why is it important that we start teaming up with each other? Because we are currently still in what we call a spiritual warfare between the powers that shouldn't be, okay? Pluto has been going back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn, like for the past few months. Pluto has been in the last degrees of Capricorn, that 29th degree. We're going to continue this little back and forth for a little while longer between Pluto being in Aquarius, Pluto being in Capricorn. Pluto being in Capricorn indicates the powers that shouldn't be. Pluto being in Aquarius indicates us, the collective. It's important that we collectively lighten ourselves, lighten our spirit. With this air trine activation, it's going to bring a very light energy to the planet, which is very much so needed because this planet is so dense. This society that we operate in, it's ruled by Saturn energy. Saturn energy is very heavy, very dense. So with this air sign activation coming in, it's going to help us lighten ourselves, lighten the energy of the planet so we can be light as a feather. And what happens when you're light as a feather? You ascend easier. So it's very similar to Egyptian mythology, the story of Ma'at. When you go into the afterlife, your heart gets weighed on a scale against a feather, okay? And basically it's to see how light your heart is, how light your soul is, your spirit. The lighter your spirit is, that'll give you more of a chance to cross over to the afterlife. So in this case, that manifests as when you have a light spirit, your energy is in its light body, its original form, because we are all made up of energy. This will allow you to ascend to higher dimensions within yourself, okay? And that's very important that we do this as a collective together. Definitely on your own, of course, but definitely when we're all tapping into this collectively, this will allow us to break free from a lot of restrictions that we've had ourselves under for eons, okay? Like long time. For us collectively, it's been long overdue that we gain our freedoms back, our original freedoms as spiritual beings having a human experience. And I know that we have came a long way when it comes to having unity between each other collectively. But I do believe that history does repeat itself. And I feel like a lot of past historical events are replaying itself during this time in modern time. They're replaying itself again because there is a lot of unfinished business and a lot of things that still need to be worked on, things that still need to be cleared out so we could continue to evolve and grow collectively. With Pluto being in Aquarius, this is empowerment for the collective. Collectively, we've been going through very deep spiritual awakenings, okay? Very, very deep spiritual awakenings, and it's only going to continue to get more and more intense. So with Pluto being in Aquarius, like I was saying not too long ago, that indicates empowerment for us collectively. Okay, so we're taking our power back. And what is our power? Our power is our energy, our mind. Okay, so going back to what I was saying earlier about this air sign activation highlights themes of the mind. The powers that shouldn't be have been controlling us through means of having control over our minds. Okay, so through the media, through, just all kinds of distractions, okay? Things that keep our mind occupied on things other than ourselves and our communities. This is how they have been getting away with a lot of the things that they've been getting away with, okay? Is because we're too distracted, our energy is invested in things external of ourselves. Pluto is all about empowerment, taking your power back, okay? Especially when it comes through acknowledging the shadow side of yourself, or even in this case, collectively acknowledging the shadow side of us collectively, okay? So it's really important that we really face the truth on how we contribute to a lot of the issues that we're experiencing. Why? Because we have to take accountability, and when you take accountability, that is empowerment. I'm very much so aware that yes, the powers that shouldn't be, they're wrong for a lot of the things that they do, and trust me, they're gonna get their karma, because this is a number 8 year and this is the year of karma. So anybody that's doing anything wrong, karma is going to bite them in the ass. However, we need to take accountability collectively, okay, on how we feed into a lot of their distractions, okay? And it's about recognizing that we're doing this, taking our focus back and putting it on self, putting it back in your community. And this is a time where we need to empower our communities, uplift our communities. With that being said, I'm going to only speak on things that I have experience with. And, I'm going to speak on it because this is what I grew up in. So, for example, like the Black community, okay? And before I say this, like, I'm not one to talk about race. I'm a very universal person. I love everybody. I don't care about what color you are. I don't care about how you look. It's all about energy for me. But I am having a human experience, okay? So being a Black person, a lot of the things that I noticed in the Black community, we have a tendency to put each other down. We don't like to uplift each other. We don't like to support each other. And I feel like this is a little bit of an example of how we need to start supporting each other more, start pouring back into each other, loving on each other more. You know what I'm saying? This is how we grow and expand as a community. And feel free to share your own personal experience in your own community and kind of the struggles that your own community goes through and how you think you could help improve, or what can be done to improve or help grow your community or uplift your community. Definitely feel free to share that in the comments section. But I'm going to only speak on what I grew up in personally, and this is just my personal observation. Just using this as an example as far as what I'm talking about, us collectively, even as individual communities, we all need to start pouring life back into each other. And this is how we become more empowered collectively. When we come together, we're powerful. There's powers in numbers. That's Aquarius energy, collaboration, teams. There's powers in numbers. Why? Because there's more of us than there is of them. And they know this. And they've done a good job keeping us separate from each other through racism, classism, and materialism. These very things have been the downfall of a lot of why we collectively can't get to the place that we all desire to be at. We all desire to be in a place of peace, unity, where, you know, there's fairness, there's justice. But in order to get to that place, we have to face the truth. We have to take accountability. We have to also fight for our justices. And I know, like, we've had our periods here and there, but we need to do more. There's more work to be done. And I'm also going to take it a step further with this point before I move on to the next point. So not only is it about uplifting and also pouring into your own community, but also creating that bridge between you and your community and other communities that are different from you. And I know we've gotten to a place for the most part where racially we're unified and things of that nature. But again, I do believe history repeats itself, and I do believe that a lot of these issues are very prominent these days. So it's about really hashing out these issues and these differences and realizing that people that are different from you, they're not your enemy. You know, everybody has something valuable to offer to the world, you know, and just because it's not familiar to you, or it's not something that you do personally yourself, that doesn't make it wrong. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, with Jupiter being in Gemini, it's about getting curious and being open-minded to things that are different from you. You know, Jupiter and Gemini energy, they go hand in hand. It's about learning. It's about learning about different communities, different cultures, you know, and having that understanding of different perspectives. We have different experiences and perspectives to offer each other. Definitely reach out to others, communicate more with others, you know, get curious about other people, try to understand the differences in different cultures and things, you know, instead of shunning people away just because they're not part of the same culture or community as you. And when I say communicate, I don't just mean communicating over the internet. I mean communicating in person, getting into that spirit of wanting to connect our energies together, really feel that person's energy. Because why? In person, somebody's energy hits different than, you know, seeing them on the internet. So really getting back into the spirit of wanting to connect in person, and also just getting into the spirit of being more curious, asking more questions about the people around you, wanting to get to know your surroundings more, and, like, you know, who's out there. Which leads me into my next point. Okay, my next point is recognizing that we all have gifts, we all have talents. And this, again, it highlights that Pluto energy of Pluto is going to be opposing that Leo energy. Leo energy is your gifts, your talents. With Pluto being in Aquarius opposing that Leo energy, there's no longer this thing of utilizing your gifts and your talents to show off, attention seeking, or even to create competition. All of that is out the window with Pluto in Aquarius. Utilizing our gifts and our talents to promote change and overall for the betterment of society. Why? Because we all have something special to offer to this world, and we all have a purpose here. Okay, we all have a purpose of why we're here and what we're here to contribute to. Okay, with our own abilities. There's going to be no more of utilizing your gifts and your talents to compete with others or put others down to give yourself a false sense of power. It's about utilizing your power for good. And the last thing that I'm going to mention about Pluto in Aquarius is that Pluto in Aquarius is coming to help us end this unhealthy obsession that we have with, like, social media, you know, the celebrity worship, all of these things that are just unnecessary and just draining to our energy and our life force is now gonna come to an end. Okay, to where now we're reconnecting with each other. You know, Pluto is a planet that has to do with depth, you know, being intimate, connected. And we're going to find that collectively, we're going to want to do that more. Merge with each other, you know, be it merge our powers, merge ourselves together. Because again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. When we come together, we're more powerful. You know, think of us like coming together and it's like this big energetic ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like this big ball of energy. How powerful that is. So it's about detaching from the media and plugging back in to ourselves, most importantly, but also each other collectively. And that leads me into the South Node in Libra. Because I didn't talk about that yet. The South Node is a point of release. So it's like flushing out the things that aren't needed or the things that aren't good. Flushing out a lot of unhealthy and toxic relationship dynamics that we have collectively. And again, it's about building that bridge between each other, so there's opportunity for collaboration, there's opportunity for partnership, and that's all Libra energy. Especially, moreover, it's the energy of Jupiter trining that South Node energy. So it's going to give us an opportunity to heal that heart chakra energy. I actually did a reading about this on my Instagram. You should definitely check it out. But I did predict that there's going to be a big heart chakra healing. For too long, we've been in this energy where we're very cold, very cut off, very detached. So it's about releasing that fear of intimacy, which I feel that we collectively all have, and we've been programmed to think this way. And also releasing this idea that you have to do it all on your own. And trust me, I'm one to advocate for independence and individuality wholeheartedly. And I absolutely believe that we need to maintain that within ourselves, of course. But also opening ourselves to the idea of teams and allowing others to help you and helping each other and working together. Why? Because you can't do everything by yourself. You can't do everything on your own. You can't accomplish great things by yourself. It's like you can, but it'll take you longer and it's going to be more work, as opposed to when you work as a team, things get done faster and easier. Okay, and more gets done at that. So keep that in mind, have that balance between yourself and your individuality. Remember, the North Node is in Aries right now. The North Node in Aries is very much so about our individuality, our sovereignty, and our independence, but also the South Node is in Libra, reminding us we also need to bring in that healthy side of partnerships, relationships, and valuing those things as well, and having that healthy medium. This is a very important time for us, you guys. We're in that number 8 year, so this is a time of great healing for us collectively. But not only that, this is also a time that collectively we're getting our reparations. Okay, we are getting our long overdue owed energetics back. All the energy that have been stolen from us wrongfully, from the powers that shouldn't be, we're getting that back. And that's for us. And that's for us to pour into ourselves, and that's for us to pour into each other. That's our wealth. Community is wealth. Okay, so remember that this year, okay? That is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today and you found it insightful. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, if you guys are interested in booking a reading with me, you can find my services on Etsy.com. My Etsy shop name is Cosmic Star Astrology, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Bye.